All right, welcome back into another episode of Indiebnb. Today, I'm joined by Brooklyn's own Kat Marcella. Kat, how are we on this evening?
Hi, good. Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. Well, we're super excited to get you in here and just hear about kind of some of your origin story. It got into the tunes a little bit today and a couple weeks ago. So excited to hear from you, just how this whole project got started. Like where do we begin with your music journey and getting released as an indie artist?
Uh, so I started singing when I was really little, and songwriting too. I have like a song that I made when I was like 7, I think, about heartbreak. That kind of explains everything. I was 7. I don't know who broke my heart, but here we are today, still writing about that. But yeah, no, I've been singing and writing my music for as long as I can remember, and finally got really serious about it in like 2019 when I put my first song out on SoundCloud called Sweet 19. It was about obviously, being 19 and like the bittersweetness of it all. And then put out like a few songs on Spotify. Still was really nervous about it. Then I put out Had a Heart last year, and that song kind of really like made me realize like I can do this. And even though it's something I've always wanted, that song really was like, well, it's getting good feedback. I put a music video out too for the song, and then haven't like stopped since then. So yeah.
Got it. Like, what were some of the things that got you through the the uncomfortability of it in the beginning? Like where I guess it's just
Mhm.
just the traction you got, or what was that like?
It was a combo of, yeah, definitely like positive feedback from all the work I was putting out, and just like knowing that it was paying off, and also some life events. My dad passed away in 2020, and I think the loss of him really like pushed me to kind of be like, Kat, this is just like one life. So yeah, definitely that. And I mentioned that here and there in snippets in some of my music, but very vaguely. And like this next project I'm gonna have out is actually gonna be a lot more focused on that loss.
Mhm.
So very excited for that. But yeah, I think experiencing like great loss and grief kind of is like you either dwell on it or you kind of choose like to live in honor of that person. So
Got it. Well, awesome. Well, excited for that project. But the current project you have out, you dropped in June of this year in 2025.
Mhm.
Love Makes Me Cry. I mean, how long was this in the making? Like, are these songs, from when you were 7 and then roll into this, or like
Yeah.
what's
No, I'm so glad, yeah, that I forget sometimes too, because I'm so like on the next thing now. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just dropped that. But yeah, Love Makes Me Cry was a combination of like honestly some earlier, I guess, like relationships with people from like end of high school to college, and like more recent, like early adulthood. It definitely has a lot of like self-discovery elements to it, because I'm talking about like letting go of somebody that you want to hold on to and you hope is your person. And then also Girls is a song where it's about like me coming out and realizing I'm bi and being okay with that and owning that, and like not letting like things that you've heard from family or friends or whatever or society just tell you like that's wrong, and you're kind of like, no, like this is so fun and I love who I am and I'm okay with who I am.
Got it. Got it. Well, you mentioned Girls. I mean, again, I was, listening to that one while I was eating dinner earlier, and reading some of the lyrics and just kind of going through, really poetic. Love the, thrifted clutch I don't know why that
Thank
line stuck
you.
out to me. I was like, man, like that's it. That's a good line there. Like take me from that one, from, nothing to something. Like,
Yeah.
how'd you come up with it?
Honestly, I feel like the songwriting personally is probably the easiest part of making music for me. Um, I think structuring the song sometimes can be a little difficult, because I always feel like I end up having like two hooks or two choruses every time I write a song. And then
Mhm.
I'm like torn between, damn, like which one is the better one? So yeah, but for this song specifically for Girls, I definitely just use like real life experience based off dating women, and realizing like, maybe I have a type, and that includes thrifting, people that like thrifting. much more than that, but yeah, I was like, this is awesome. Like, I just real life experience, and yeah, kind of realizing like how can I make people relate to this, but still keep it personal, because I definitely want to be honest every time I write a song, and I think I was very honest in that song.
Yeah. Well, what came first? Like, did you write the musical part? Like, give me kind of the nuts and bolts there.
Yeah, so I work with my friend and producer. He's actually an artist as well, Loudhound. Definitely check him out. Indie artist as well. And we kind of just go over like the instrumentation behind everything after I give him my lyrics, and yeah, just collab on that. Some stuff, like even for example, the next project that I have the demos out already, which not a lot of people know, but I guess now this will be public and they'll know, because they're out for the public to hear anytime. But yeah, the project is called Funeral Flowers, and I literally wrote, like, I played the guitar in all of those songs in my cousin's like bedroom when I was like 19, and didn't put it out till later. And then yeah, that is going to be like the base for this new project. Very different for sure from what the demos will sound like. But yeah, sometimes it's like that. Sometimes I'm collabing, or sometimes I come up with an idea and I'm like, how do we polish this up?
Yeah. Is it traditional? You write, guitar, when you're obviously coming up with lyrics and, trying to get that process, like, is it guitar focused, or what's that look like?
Sometimes, honestly, I feel like I'll use instrumentals that like random that I'll find, which is like so old school. I feel like to do, to be like YouTube sad like guitar song, which I will do for songwriting purposes, because it'll help me. I'll never end up using that, obviously, like that loop, or even like try to recreate it, but I will listen to it to help me like write. It's kind of like inspo, and then once I have the lyrics, then we go into production after. That's my usual go-to. I think only this new project is where I'm like using guitars on the spot that I was like, just la la la, and then I wrote after. So that's very rare for me to do the instrumentation first and then write after.
Got it. So mainly it's write first, get it
Yeah, then
la
I'm
la's
like, how
out
do we
there.
make these words? How do we bring the story to like life through music, kind of?
Very cool. Well, I mean, like, obviously you're working with Loudhound. Are you guys, studio, like, what's your process? Like, you going in the studio like right away? Or you mentioned some demos. Like, when you put a demo out, like, is that on SoundCloud? Like, where can people find it?
Yeah, all my demos are on SoundCloud right now,
Okay.
except maybe like one of them for this next project. I'm not planning on putting any more new demos out from this project specifically, just
Sure.
because I already have so many of them out, and I think some of them are so new and like private to me that I don't want them out yet. But a lot of my
Yeah.
like quote unquote throwaway songs, which aren't even throwaway songs, I think they mattered at one point, so they're still important. They're all on SoundCloud. There's a lot of stuff that is very like lo-fi, early SoundCloud stuff that I have out that I know a lot of people haven't heard, that like the new project, like Love Makes Me Cry. And I always want to be like, go listen to the SoundCloud stuff. But I hope people just find that organically. I don't want to promote that, because I think it's cool, especially when I've heard my own favorite artists and I'll go on their SoundCloud and I'll just like scroll just to kind of see if they still have stuff that's like a gem. And I find it and I'm like, this is so cool, because not many people know about it. And this is, I feel like, when the artist is at their like rawest point in their career,
Yeah.
because they're just trying to like be honest at this point. And then, then it comes like more production and like more fans and everything.
I like that. I mean, I think like you're putting it out there now, not putting it out there. You're putting it on a place and, not saying anything about it until letting somebody else find it. And, whoever does find it, it's going to be, delightfully thrilled, get
Thank
get
you.
something out there. But so, for you, it sounds like you kind of take an approach. It's almost like a hip hop approach where you'll listen to some instrumentals and then you kind of get
Yeah.
get the lyrics out. And then, so is there anybody, in particular that like has, influenced that like process, right? Like you hear that other people are doing that, or is it, something you feel like, hey, like this is kind of unique to me?
I think the process in general is unique to me only in the sense of I love writing. So I like writing is a big thing for me in general. I like, even this is random but not random. I like self-published a poetry book also that same year in 2020, and that I mentioned that because that like kind of shows how valuable and important songwriting and writing in general is to me, which like I never really thought about the process because I do think a lot of people will start with instruments, and I feel like I'm always so writing focused. So
Yeah.
I think it is very like I didn't feel inspired by anyone to work that way more so than like I love books, I love writing and reading. So I think that's that definitely that interest influences like how I work in music. But
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of rappers they'll just go in the studio and get a YouTube beat, which is like awesome because they'll have bars. So
Yeah. What books, have you read recently that you've, been able to, I know it's kind of a little bit off topic, but I
mm,
want to hear kind of get in the mind of you. What do you read?
no, you're all good. I'm trying to think of the I'm reading darn it, I'm reading one right now. But I'm reading like self-help books right now, kind of in my young adult self-improvement era. But I think a few books that are really good. Well, this is like basic, but The Catcher in the Rye.
Sure.
Um, yeah, I think books like that where like the main character is kind of going through something and they're realizing like how messed up society is, are really great, and they've shaped me a lot too because I'm like, oh, I can relate to this. Um, what's the last one? I gotta go look at my pile because I have like 100 books, but there's a new one that I'm gonna start soon by Edgar Allan Poe. That's just like all his fictional horror stories. Just a lot of the stuff I like is definitely main character driven, and yeah, except for right now, like I said, a lot of self help stuff. Nothing crazy interesting. I think one is like habits. It's literally called Habits, and it's about like um, just your daily habits. But yeah,
Yeah, certainly. I think like, all of those, all those things play, and definitely being able to, hey, you're getting in an era where you want to help get yourself in a better position. I
yeah,
think self-help books are the right way to go for some people.
yeah.
Some people like me, I just got to touch the stove. I don't want to read
No,
about
I do. I do that already, which is why I'm like, what if I started reading and helped myself? Because I'm definitely the type of person that like learn. I don't want to put it into the world, but it's like just kind of a fact. Like I feel like I always learn lessons really harshly so that they
Sure.
stick. Like I have to like hit the bottom to be like, Cat, like be better.
Yeah.
But it's kind of, you get a memory or a story out of it or a song. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm not going to do that again.
I
So,
love it. I love it. We won't dive into any of those experiences. I do want to dive into, live music.
mhm.
Obviously Brooklyn, very, very unique scene. I've had multiple people from New York on here, and they've kind of described different things. So for you, like, what does the scene mean to you, and like, how has it kind of shaped you?
Yeah. So I'm from Queens originally, from
Mhm.
Woodhaven. And then I actually lived in Pennsylvania from when I was like 12 to 17. And I came back to the city for college and was back and forth for a little bit because of COVID and like family stuff.
Sure.
And then I'm now based in Bushwick in Brooklyn, and it's been really crazy. Honestly, the second I feel like I got here, it was just like running. Like I hit the ground running in the sense of meeting new people. Just going to a few networking events kind of got me to the heart of like the music scene. At least that's what I feel like. Just like knowing the main, like bands and people that are always performing that are like the local artists, making some really cool friends that I never thought I would get to meet, that are like, up there in the music industry that I looked up to for years. And now I'm like, whoa, I'm friends with you. Like, that's crazy. So I think it's pretty supportive. The Brooklyn like music community is definitely supportive. Everyone kind of is making sure they're always like, there at somebody's show and like checking in musically. I've had good experiences, so I'm really grateful. And yeah, I'm excited for more shows. It's been going really good so far.
I love it. Where's, some of your best, best ones you've had so far, like, where, not necessarily in Brooklyn, but, just in general, like where have those taken place, and what made them
Mm.
so special?
The last one, Arlene's Grocery in the city in LES. That one was really, really fun. Their sound is really good. Their sound engineer was also like stellar and really sweet and collaborative. So that is nice because that's not always the case. But he really cared and he really like knew what he was doing. And yeah, the sound was good. The energy was incredible. The stage at Arlene's Grocery is like fairly big from what I've been playing. So I was like, this was really dope. And yeah, I think that was like my favorite one so far. I did a little fashion event the week before or a few days before New York Fashion Week started. So very recently at Brooklyn Collective, I believe it's called. And it's like a warehouse. And I was expecting to like perform in the corner when people were coming in to shop because it was like a huge thrifting event. And I got there and I was like, oh yeah, you know, we're just going to be in the background. There was like a huge stage, like humongous, like unnecessarily big, but in the best way. And like full sound system, full crew for sound. And I was just like, oh man, like I mentally did not prepare myself for this, but it ended up being awesome. So that was also really, really cool because I'm like, I want more big stages. I performed at SOBs too recently, which is like a legendary spot in the city. And I like the bigger the stage, the more excited I am. And I'm like, I want this so bad.
I love it. I love it. Well, for you, like the set list and that kind of thing, like, do you have kind of your go-tos currently? Like we got something locked in, or like is it change night to night, change day to day? Like give me kind of an idea there for the people who haven't seen you.
Yeah, I've been doing my EP with a little bit of a mix. So All of Love Makes Me Cry has been my focus right now because I'm trying to really drive streams for that and gain listeners that are new to like my newest project, which is Love Makes Me Cry. And I will throw like Had a Heart, the original version in instead of the alt version because the alt version, I know people are gonna be like, what is she talking about? But like I was speaking about prior, Had a Heart original version is like this rock song about like heartbreak and the anger behind it. The alt version is a lot more slowed and like a little more intricate, more like ethereal. And yeah, I'll throw it in there just to mix it up and kind of reference people back to like the actual version that I originally put out. Creep by Radiohead is one of my favorite cover songs so far that I like also having. I feel like it kind of, you know, grabs everyone's attention at first. If they haven't heard of me, I'll be like, you guys definitely know the song. Yeah, but it's pretty much been the EP. And once I have more music out, that's been a big thing too. I've been talking about with the band and just in general, people when they come to shows, they're like, oh, like when are you putting your stuff out? I'm like, once I have that new project out and even more so, like I'm gonna mix it up a lot. I plan to definitely not have like whole projects and versus like me having different songs from different projects.
I love it. I love it. Well, for you, I always ask, artists this that I haven't seen in person. When someone walks away from a show, what do you want them feeling?
I definitely want them to feel seen. I want people to feel like heard and like they're understood. I think understood is the best word for it because I love music that makes me feel like someone else went through something and I'm not alone. Like, even if it's a good thing, music doesn't always have to be sad. So, like, even the song Girls and just like coming out and celebrating that, if somebody can be like, wow, this is cool. Another human being like is excited about something that scares me. I can be excited about it too. And if it's sad, it's like, I'm not alone and this is not the worst thing in the world. So.
I love that. I love that. Well, second thing, as far as like, somebody leaving your show, like, are we going to have our ears, kind of, blocked out and ringing, or like, what's, is it more, kind of a more intimate experience, slower, ethereal, so what's kind of the, the spectrum, I guess, if you're trying to put it through that
way? Definitely both.
Yeah.
With my music, it's definitely both. I am an indie rock, but also like indie pop artist, and a lot of my stuff is shoegazy too. So
Sure.
that just means that I am gonna have a lot of slow, like more sad, ethereal, like sounding songs, and also that classic indie rock, like you want to dance, and we're gonna be really, really loud. So there's definitely a broad spectrum. I don't make all like shoegaze, lo-fi like music. I definitely want to have more dynamic stuff too, because I do love rock music. So
Yeah, very cool. Well, for you, like, what's kind of your stage persona? Like, what do you, like when you get up there? Like, are you, doing cartwheels and super active? Are we, a little bit more, kind of, more subtle? I guess is a better way to put it. Like, what's kind of your vibe there?
I am trying to actually be more out there in people's faces. It's funny that you ask because it's been a topic of conversation with a band too. Because my one bass player, he'll be like, "Kat, I want to see you swing the mic," and like just jumping and screaming in people's faces. And I'm like, sometimes I don't feel that. Like, I try to reciprocate to the crowd too, and like obviously I want to hype people up, but I firmly believe in not telling the audience what to do. So I'm like, I want you to, you know what I mean? Like sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, now chant with me," and like I think people should just want to do that. Like,
Yeah.
and it'll come. Hopefully, the goal is it comes to that point where people will know and they'll want to do that. But I want people to be there and have a good time. Be like, I just enjoyed the music and that was like really fun because that's what I like to do when I go to a show. So my overall stage presence is definitely right in the middle. I think I am trying to be more like but I'm pretty chill. So sometimes I'll say something goofy or awkward, and I'm like, I'm talking to these people that like they're my friends, like and I'm not on a stage, but I'm definitely I think I'm myself. I'm very extroverted naturally, and I try to make people smile. So I think I'm right in the middle for sure.
All right. Hey, Kat Marcella show. You're not going to get told to put your hands in the air. You do
Yeah,
whatever you
no,
want to do.
yeah, exactly. That's funny. Exactly. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Before we get to Pete Peterson's party pack of questions, I want to kind of, I do want to ask you. You have a lot of, you've committed to the stars, around your name. That's on your Instagram. A lot of stuff there. Is there a story behind that? Like, what's going on with the font?
Oh yeah. I don't think there's a store. Actually, wait. I started off having my Instagram name in all capitals. It was like Kat Marcella, and it was just that. And I don't know if it was because it was trending at the time, but I don't think it was. I think it's still trending. I feel like people still do that. And I realized it's really just I felt like that was even aggressive. And I was like, I like the lowercase look and I like stars. I've always liked them even on my nails. Like I have like stars on my nails, not this time. Now they're like these funky, weird designs, but I love stars. I don't know. The actual stars in the sky. That sounds dumb, but yeah, I just think it's cute. I like things that are very like cute and cozy looking.
Yeah. I felt even when we were talking back and forth on Instagram, you had stars in that message, and I was like, God, she's committed to the stars. I love it. Like,
that's so funny. Yeah, sometimes I know I'm like, I hope people don't think I'm weird, but I like adding little details. I think it's cute. People are very dry sometimes when they text, and I'm like, why? I don't know. Like, I know it's not that serious, but I think it's fun visually. So
yeah, no, it added a little flavor. I was delighted. I was delighted.
Yeah.
So
Thank you. I'm glad.
Well, awesome. Well, I think I want to get into the Pete Peterson party pack of questions. Before I do that, though, I do want to ask. We asked this to a fair amount of folks. Mm-hmm. I always like to know what was the last thing you searched on your whatever you stream music, whether it be Spotify or Apple Music, wherever it is. Like last thing you searched. I'll also do the same, so we can exchange those. But what was the last thing you searched, no matter what?
I am like 99% positive it's "Devil" by Rainbow Kitten Surprise. But
what a jam!
Oh, it's actually "Mom" by Brooks.
Brooks.
I also posted their lyrics on my Instagram. "Mom" by Broox. Really, really good song. Yeah, Brooks. I think that's how you say it. I hope that's how you say it. But that song is great. That project that it's on is great. It's a really, really slow, really sad song. So if you're in the mood for that, definitely listen to that.
All right, Brooks.
But yeah,
Rainbow Kitten, Devil.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're a great band too. Highly recommend.
I love it. I love it. Mine is I've got two, in here that don't have to do with Indiebnb. Usually, I've obviously searching the folks that have reached out and stuff. But the National is my first one, and then of course Ghost, which is one of the biggest bands that people they're selling out arenas all over the place, and some people just have never heard of them, which is kind of interesting.
Crazy. I hikey don't think I have either. That's crazy. Wait, now I gotta look them up.
Yeah, Ghost is they've got hundreds of streams. They've got a lot of. They're a little bit heavier, but
okay.
But they're not that heavy. I was cooking my chicken on Sunday, listening to them. I was like, man, this is not as heavy as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I'm saving the first song.
Yeah, get you some Ghost action. Well, all right, let's rip into Pete Peterson's party pack of questions to round out this awesome interview with Kat Marcella. We'll rip into it here. 20 questions right in a row. It's going to be rapid fire. And here we go. Kat, cake or pie? Cake or pie? She's caking it up. All right. Yeah. Salad or soup?
Salad. Sorry.
Ooh, salad. All right. Sunrise or sunset? What are you seeing more of these days?
Sunset.
Definitely I love it. All right. Would you rather hit a home run or score a touchdown?
Touchdown.
A teeter. All right. We're in football season. I love it. All right. Night in or night out? What are you having more of these days?
Ooh, I'm having more nights in, but I want more nights out. So.
Okay. All right. When you do go out and your jam comes on, are you more likely to hit the robot or the worm on the dance floor?
Robot. I actually do that, yeah.
Okay. All right. Guac or queso at your favorite Tex-Mex spot?
Guac. Definitely.
All right. She's walking around New York. We love it. All right. Mm-hmm. Waffles or pancakes?
Waffles.
All right. That's
absolutely
pretty hard
waffles.
Yeah. Hard waffles. What do you got against pancakes?
They just are they're boring. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Don't apologize to me. I'm not in the pancake lobby.
Sorry, audience who likes pancakes. I think waffles texturally are just better. I don't know.
Yeah. You're the second one to say that. All right. Coffee or tea with your waffles?
Oh, coffee. Yeah. With my waffles.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Definitely.
All right. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
She's dogging it up. All right.
Even though I'm cat.
Do you more identify with a ninja or a pirate?
Oof. I feel like a ninja. Okay. Yeah.
Swiftly through the night. I like it. All right. Chips or pretzels?
Chips.
All right. She's chipsing it up. All right. Fries or tots?
Fries.
All right.
These are great questions, by the way. Yeah. Funny.
TV show or a movie after a long day?
Ooh. Either comedy TV show, like a classic, or a really good movie, if I'm not too tired.
All right. Are aliens real?
Yes.
Okay. Is Bigfoot real?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. All right. Is love at first sight real?
Oof. I don't want to put people down. I feel like it is not. I feel like lust at first sight is real.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. Final question. Give us two bands that we might not know that we ought to check out.
Ooh. Surf Curse, which I don't know. People might have heard of them, but Surf Curse is really good. And Beach Goons. Beach Goons. I feel like everyone knows Beach Fossil and Beach House, but nobody knows Beach Goons. Yeah.
All right. We'll take a trip to the get on the Beach Goons. We love it.
Yeah. No, yeah, they're like indie rock. They're really, really cool. So.
Love it. All right. Well, Kat, thank you so much for those answers and Pete Peterson's party pack of questions. I mean, you nailed it.
Thank you.
Talk to us about what's next. What do we got? You mentioned a music video, possibly. What do we got? What do we got going on? Coming soon.
Yes, girls' music video coming out. By the time this video comes out, maybe it's in 2 days or in 2 weeks, but very, very soon. Even when this is out, girls' music video. So if you're not subscribed to YouTube, definitely subscribe to my channel.
All right. She has been Kat Marcella. Girls music video coming out. I mean, we got to see what the clutch she thrifts for the video,
Yeah.
obviously, if it's going to be in there. So there's some high expectations just to see what's
No,
going on
that's
there.
good.
So
I hope I'm gonna meet them. I think this is gonna be a really, really good one. We have a really good cast of people and a good team, and yeah, we definitely went all out with this one. So I'm excited.
I love it. I love it. Well, Kat, thank you so much for joining us here. Look forward to watching everything and seeing the releases come, and looking forward to Funeral Flowers as well.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Of course. All right. Take care.
Bye.